The following presentation is a VSW podcast feature presentation. Viewer discretion is advised. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's a Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Oh, disabled, take us home. Da, 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 da. Good afternoon on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. As the Boston Bruins have evened the series against the New York Islanders, or I should say the Islanders stole Game 2 from the Bruins, making the series 1-1 heading into the barn in Nassau Coliseum tonight for Game 3 on NBCSN tonight. The 3 points I will go over is who has the momentum going into Game 3 tonight? And number 2, will the Bruins, besides their first line of Pastrnak, Marchand, Bergeron, and the second line of Taylor Hall, will any outside those 4 players, will any one of the forwards step up for the Bruins today? And last but not least, does the heartbreaking turnover pass to lead the Islanders to the overtime victory to even the series against the Bruins, do they bounce back for it to make tonight's game a blowout, or does it get inside the heads and shift everything to the Islanders? Find out next on the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Oh, come on, guys. Cut it out. I know you think I have all the answers and a magic ball to predict everything for tonight, but that ain't the case, folks. Oh, no. I told you in my preview last week that this was going to be I said Bruins in 6, and I still stand by that. Because if the Bruins defense gets shut down by the Islanders, creating turnovers for the Islanders, because the Islanders' defense is amazing, and they switched their goaltenders playing a trap card. I told you that this game wasn't going to be a cakewalk for them. I know their last 3 meetings since they got Taylor Hall, they've beaten the Islanders every game. But don't forget, the Islanders won all the matchups the first 5 games prior to that this season. This is going to be a tough one. It ain't going to be easy. I'm predicting the Bruins to win tonight because they really do well. Every time a Bruce Cassidy team loses a Game 2, they bounce back pretty good for a Game 3 victory or shape up to improve, except for last year against the Lightning. That shouldn't count. It was a weird bubble season. But anyways, it always seems for the Bruins to improve everything. They always bounce, whether they lose or not. They will bounce back tonight. I guarantee it, folks. And we got the addition. We got the overtime Game 3 winner, double T winner, that wrapped around the end against the Capitals. Craig Smith, he is back, folks. I am so happy he's back. We could use an offensive boost. Yes, Charlie Coyle did score a goal last week to carry the Bruins to a victory. I mean, to carry the 1-0 lead in Game 2, but no one showed up. The second period was a huge killer. The referees sucked. I get that. They blew so many hit from behinds, but the Islanders also did a great job with the forechecking in their defense. They create a lot of turnovers. They destroyed the Bruins in the second period, which was a 3-1 lead to the Islanders in Game 2. But the Bruins' first line did bounce back with a Marchand and Bergeron. One-timer to make it 3-2. And Marchand a few minutes later scored a shorthanded goal to tie it at 3. I thought the momentum was out of TD. Garden was rocking, folks. I legit thought when we head to overtime that the Bruins were going to pull it out. But it didn't. Everyone can blame the defenseman all they want. They can blame Larson all they want, the fourth-line defenseman. But at the end of the day, folks, Sizak made a great turnover off Charlie Coyle's skates. You can kind of blame it on Coyle, too, to get a breakaway goal to send the Islanders evened up going to their home of the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders have had momentum change all the time. They bounce back from arena to arena since they tried to get out of Nassau, but they're back there because Barclays Center, I guess, isn't a great venue for hockey, but it is very dark in there because I've been there in the past with a Bruins game and WrestleMania week, so I understand how bad Barclays can be and it's not near their fans, nearly an hour commute, because don't forget, people in Long Island don't drive like people that live in Manhattan, the Bronx. I mean, don't take the train stations. They usually have to drive, and that's a far hike because a lot of them have to drive to work and everything. And it certainly helps the Islanders because they've been excellent at home, which is very scary for the Bruins considering how good this Islanders team can be. They even switched goalies, folks. They switched from Slovanov, whatever his name is, they switched from Sorokin to Varlamov, They made that switch, and I think it may have paid off for the Islanders, because maybe sometimes you have to go with not only who has the hot hand in goaltending, but maybe a rest is beneficial because he did struggle against the Penguins, and Sorokin won all the matchups in the first round against the Penguins. And they came up with a victory, so who knows what the Islanders go with in the Game 3. I think, to answer my first question, the team with the most momentum right now it's half and half. It's very even, because if it wasn't for the bad refs in the second and one period, the Islanders did better out of all 6 periods in the first 2 games. This would easily be a 2-0 lead. Yeah, it cuts a little bit of the Bruins' momentum, but I think they're going to bounce back and kick butt tonight. As you got the addition of Craig Smith, and you got the Bruins who should be able to pull it off as long as they switch their lines up, which I think they will. If I were them, I would switch their defensive lines around because we need to play the Islanders at their own game. And I can read the predicted lineups to you right now, folks. Kevin Millar will be out, which sucks because he's done really good, but he's been out and about since he got a hit from behind against the Capitals and again Game 2 against the Islanders. But thank God Craig Smith's ready to go. He's going to be on the second line with Taylor Hall and David Krejci, and they're going to move Jake DeBrusk to the third line with Charlie Coyle and Nick Ritchie, and you got Corrali, Laser, and Wagner in the fourth line, which has to be a lot better. You got Jeremy Lawson and Connor Clifton in the third defensive pairings, Mike Riley and Brandon Carlo in the second, and the first you got Charlie McAvoy and Matt Grzelcyk, who can bring the toughness. And the Islanders don't have any changes with Matthew Barzal leading the way. But you got Brock Nelson, who's been their star of their whole playoffs, getting 5 goals and 5 assists all the past playoff round. It is the fourth line of the Bruins that killed the team in overtime. Who would ever thought a fourth line would get ice time in the overtime? But stamina is very important in the game of hockey, folks. I know that for a fact. But the person I think who has to be an X factor for the Bruins tonight that's not yet known, obviously, if Marchand, Bergeron,